in a symmetrical distribution, the value of coefficient of skewness is, so we all know what a symmetrical distribution is. So we'll directly go to the answer, that is option C, that is 0. So the values over here are evenly distributed, that is around the mean, and there is no skewness. Okay, so in a symmetrical distribution there is no skewness, and thus the coefficient of skewness can be written as, or will be all equal, and it will be 0. So examples of symmetrical distribution include the normal distribution and the uniform distribution. So you can remember this as well along with the question. Next, we have the Rural Landless Employment Guarantee Program was launched in the year. So again, theoretical, it would be easier if you go through all the theory questions and remember the year by some significance related to the year. So here we have option C, that is 1983. So whenever I remember the years, I keep it associated with something else. So if possible, it's according to you guys, whatever you remember or whichever is easier for you to understand. Based on that, you can remember the Rural Landless Employment Guarantee Program. It was launched in the year 1983. So what was implemented or what was launched according to that program? That was it was a central government funded program that provided landless people with work guarantees for at least 100 days. So it's similar to the Manrega Act that we have, and the aim of the program was to generate gainful employment opportunities as well as create productive assets in the rural areas. So here we can remember the year, that is 1983. Next, we have one interesting question, that is, here we have the consumption that is given 100 plus 0.84. I is given as 50, and the output produced by the economy is given as 800. So we have to find the level of unplanned inventories. So for that, we have the formula of unplanned inventories or the aggregate expenditure, that is C plus I. And here, when we look into the unplanned inventories, which is asked in the question, the actual formula for it is actual inventories minus the desired level, and that would give us the answer. But here for some reason we are not having the correct answer in the options, because see, here we put into the C plus I, only then we'll get the actual we'll get the desired level. So the desired level, how do we find that out? With the help of the consumption that is given, 100 plus 0.84y plus 50. So we get 822. So according to the formula of unplanned inventories, we can keep the actual inventories minus the desired inventories, and that is 800 minus 822. So based on the formula given, the answer should be minus 22, but it's not given in the options. So in that case, probably there should be none of the above, or otherwise you can just randomly click any of the options, because the correct answer is not given. They might give you marks. So next again is very interesting. We'll get many questions based on match the following as well as statement 1 and 2. So here we are starting with such questions. So first match the following that we have is the list 1, that consists of investment multiplier, employment multiplier, restatement of the quantity theory of money, supply side economics. On list 2, we have the name of the economists who first developed these theories. So here we can see the investment multiplier that was given by which economist out of these. So the best thing that you can do is, out of these options given, you can choose the ones that you know is very correct, or the correct option that you know. So here, out of these, what I know is Option B, that is employment multiplier, was given by RF Khan, and the investment multiplier, that was given by JM Keynes. So this is the only two things which I know very perfectly, and I have, say, suppose doubt in these two options. So what would I do in that case? I know option A is 4. Option A is 4, so I would just circle these so that it's easier. Then I know that option B is 1. So here option B is 1 and here option B is 2. So I'm pretty sure that option B would never be 2. So this is out of my option and these all were already out of my option. So I would say option A is the correct one. Now we look into the theory part of it. The concept of multiplier was first developed by R.F. Khan in his article, The Relation of Home Investment to Unemployment, and it was published in the journal of June 1931. So it's not necessary that this year the economists were asked, probably next year with the theories as well as the year they might ask. So it's important to learn or study the related concepts as well. So Khan's multiplier, it's known as the employment multiplier, and Keynes took the idea from Khan and formulated the investment multiplier. So next we have Friedman, who published an article, that is the quantity theory of money, in 1956. So there he gave the theory, and he stated that the quantity theory is a theory of demand for money. So again, quantity theory of money and the supply side economics and all we have learned. But I'm saying, just in case if you have any confusion, go with the ones that you know very much correctly. Okay, then we have the Laffer, who is definitely known as the father of supply side economics. So there's no doubt about it that B would be 3. So if you have any confusion or if you know any one of the options correctly, then look for that first and then do the remaining. It would be easier. Next, we move on to the second match the following. So here again, we have the vicious circle of poverty, the development with the unlimited supplies of labor, the critical minimum effort thesis, and the Asian drama. And on list 2, we have Paul Rostenstein-Roden, Gunnar Myrdal, Arthur Lewis, and Ragnar Nurse. So here again, I know very few, or that is, say, 2 of them. I know that the unlimited supplies of labor would be Arthur Lewis. So B is 3. According to me, B is 3. So B is 3 in these two. Then what I know is critical minimum effort. That is Ronstein-Roden. So this is all I know. This would be option C is 1. So we have already shortlisted option B and D, and here we have both has C as 1. So then again, vicious circle of poverty. That's a very common concept and was given by Nurse. So I'm assuming A would be 4. A is 4 in only one of the options. So option D is the correct answer with all the theories. Let's just look into the theories as well. So first is Nerks. He introduced the vicious circle of poverty in 1953 and demonstrate the low level of economic activity. Then 1954 is William Arthur Lewis. He showed the economic development with unlimited supplies of labor. So according to his theory, he stated that there's unlimited supply of labor in the rural areas, and from there they would be migrating, or they would go to the urban areas where there is shortage of laborers. So that's how the Arthur Lewis's um, development with unlimited supplies of labor theory works. So we have further explanation for the same. Then we have, under which sustainable development goal energy is included. So we know there are too many SDGs, and out of which it's very difficult to understand which SDG contains what. So it would be easier if you just make a flow chart and keep it in your room so that it would be easier for you guys to remember. So here, according to the answer given, the energy is included in option B, that is SDG 7. So we'll just look into what SDG 7 says. So it calls for the affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. So that is what SDG 7 says, and that is by 2030. So these three core targets, that is, are the foundation for our work, that is to ensure the universal access to affordable, reliable, and modern energy services. So it's very simple that SDG 7 includes energy in it. So just go through all the other SDGs as well, and remember the names as well. What has been the growth rate of the world economy in 2021? So this kind of current affair question that you have to remember. So the overall 2021 growth was a positive sign for the global economy recovering from the pandemic, and IMF projected a global growth rate of negative 4.9% in 2020. So that was during the pandemic. But after that, in 2021, there was a positive sign. So the answer given over here is 6.1. So the growth rate was very high in 2021 of the world economy. Next, we again have a match the following that states the canon of taxation, the infant industry argument, differential incidence, and elasticity of demand. So again, here elasticity of demand states states the Alfred Marshall over here. Then we have the canon of taxation as Adam Smith. And according to that, if we know 1 is 4 and D is 1, 1 is 4, 1 is A is 4 and D is 1. D is one and only one option, and that is C. So we get the answer directly. So here we have the other options as well. The infant industry argument is often cited as the rationale for protectionism and was developed by Alexander Hamilton and Friedrich List. So if you remember these names, it's well and good. If you don't, there are easy options in the match the following. So go with that first, you'll directly get the answer. So the option over here is C. Then the differential theory that was given by Musgrave, it refers to the change in the distribution of income available for private use, which arises as a result of changes in the budget policy. And then we have the Alfred Marshall, the concept of elasticity of demand. So here the option C is the correct answer.